Today we are at MVS Racing Yard and we are ready to showcase some of the best classic cars ever to be seen on this show. At just 18 years old, he has been able to create from the ground up one of the best projects that you're going to see today. So come with me. Hello, Mr. Shah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you so much for having us.
Pleasure.
Yeah. So we want to know how you started this journey.
Yeah.
What makes you, very enthusiastic about owning classic cars?
Yeah.
Yes.
So classic cars are something that will never die.
True.
It's like a gem to have. Something that's not like all of these other cars you see on the road, like Subarus and them. These are gems that actually people appreciate at times, and some people underappreciate because they're not noisy as all these other Subarus.
Very true.
But yeah, it's a pleasure to own a lot of classic cars and just be part of the classic car community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now imagine an 18-year-old just watching you right now.
Yeah.
They're wondering, wow, how did you even find time with school, parents? How did you even find time to just build something from the ground up?
So it's actually all thanks to my dad for allowing me to use some of his cars to build some personal projects.
Yeah.
And he has taught me a lot of stuff, including Calvin De Souza, who's actually given me ideas on what to do exactly for some cars. And yeah, it's just with school and everything, once I get back from school, at least I have my computer, draw some ideas down, and then once I'm on holidays, I can come here and explain to the workers here, the mechanics and everyone, like what we want to achieve. And in a matter of a few months, we achieve that.
So passion and learning from home
Yeah,
helps a lot.
it
yeah?
does help a lot.
So behind us, we can see like two amazing, beautiful pieces that you
Yeah.
have created.
Yeah.
So you said that you created this from the word go.
This was actually a project I came across on like YouTube, just so someone build a metal frame car, and I didn't create a exact design as his.
Yeah.
So I decided, let me do something unique and create a Kenyan version.
Wow.
So all of this that you see is all metal work. We had cut up a car from scratch, built everything from scratch even, from the seats to the bumper, and yeah, this took 1 month and 1 week to achieve.
1 month and 1 week.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what is the engine? Tell us a little bit about the components that are
So this is just a standard Nissan 1200 engine, and a lot of parts on this car are not actually for cars. So like the lights that you see at the front, these are motorbike lights.
Yeah.
The lights at the back are even motorbike lights. The seats are all custom made, designed by us. Dashboard, we just put a metal plate and built it ourselves. Even the steering wheel, we just built that on ourselves. So yeah, it's just a normal Nissan 1200 engine.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so impressive, honestly. At your age, this is so impressive.
Thank you.
So impressive. So moving towards this car, tell us the backstory about this.
So this car, we've had it in the family for around 10 years. It's actually a gift from dad to mom for their anniversary.
Beautiful.
So basically this is no one's car in the family apart from mom's. It's mom's decision on what we need to do on the car,
Okay.
and if she says no, it's a no. So yeah.
Can you tell us the components?
So
of the
this
car?
is a MG. It's a 1960 car running on a 1600 full-speed manual engine, original. Everything in the car is original, from the dashboard to the rims to the chrome fenders that you see. Everything in this car is original. We've tried to restore it as much as we can. I mean, we're still restoring it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's gone for a concours event. Came back with at least, I think, 9 awards if I'm not wrong. 9 awards. So yeah, this is like my mom's car in it's like a family gem of ours.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a gem.
Yeah.
It is a gem. Even looking from the outside,
Yeah.
it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years in terms of, classic car owning, refurbishing, and maybe owning your own restoration place? Or do you still want to stick to family business?
Love to stick to family business in the sense of the classic cars.
Yeah.
To continue something what my dad started and not to let him down on this, and probably have more classic cars and some of them that dad would love.
Okay.
So yeah.
So at your age, you're probably looking to go to the university.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do there, and is it connected to what you're currently doing?
Yeah, so basically I want to study aeronautical engineering. So that's actually 2 careers in one.
Yeah.
So I'll have the ability to work on planes. I'll also have the ability to work on cars.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose that course, because it's something I like, the car part.
Yeah.
And planes is something I want to experience, working on planes and stuff.
Speaking of cars, do you have any other projects that you're currently working on?
Yes, I'm actually starting to work on my grandmother's BMW. It was an old BMW and we managed to get it back into the family. So that car, I want to build it into a rally car.
Yeah.
So I can help my dad pursue what he started back in the 90s and for him to finish it again. It's actually a BMW 520. Got it back from a family friend of ours. He managed to put a roll cage into it. So basically now the plan with this car just convert it into a classic car rally.
Okay.
So it's going to be running on a Subaru diff and the original BMW engine. So yeah, it's not that much work that's needed on this car. Just a few rust we need to cover up inside.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a car I want to build for my dad now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
As a present for a special occasion?
As like, I wouldn't technically say present. I would just say that this would be like a gift from my grandparents who passed away.
Okay.
So my grandfather and my grandmother to my dad, so at least like it means something to him.
Okay.
Because like it's like sentimental value to him right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And which year is this car?
This is a 1990s if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully you'll see this on the road soon.
So have you, refurbished something for a client that, participated in one of these rallies?
Not really, but dad had a Subaru rally car a few years ago.
Okay.
And he sold it to a good friend of mine now. And he's actually competing with the rally car.
Nice.
And he's achieving a lot with that rally car event.
That is impressive.
Yeah. So there are a lot of cars that dad has sold and I regret them till today. One of them is the Nissan 240Z,
Okay.
which was actually meant to be my car and I grew up. But unfortunately, I have no idea why he sold that car.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you ever ask him why he sold the car?
He told me that we got good money for the car, but still, that's one car I definitely miss the most.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I do understand where he's coming from. I mean, there's a check you cannot look the other way
Exactly.
when it's presented. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, Mir,
Yeah.
I feel like you're a man after my own heart. Because whenever I see a Camaro, I
Yeah.
remember those Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
Driving along the Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe gangsters or something. Please tell us about how you acquired this car, because I have never seen one of these.
So this is actually a car dad had back in the 80s and 90s. It's a Chevy Camaro 1973.
Wow.
If I'm not wrong, it's the only one in East Africa. So getting spare parts for this one is obviously very difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, this car, dad had actually sold it, not knowing what the car was. Sold it to a family friend. He managed to get the car back, and he's happy that he got the car back.
Wow. I mean, how long ago did you acquire this?
I'm not sure. I think it was probably before I was even born.
Oh, so you're talking about way back in the
Yeah.
90s.
Because so dad is the one who got this one. He found it around, I'm not sure exactly where he found it, but he's happy that he has the car back in his hands now.
Wow, this is this is an investment anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you refurbish it, put it all together, put it back in the market, is it for sale?
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
So
this is one car Dad will say no to selling.
Oh, okay.
This is one car he values the most.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure exactly why, but I just know that he values this car a lot.
I know. I understand why. I mean, looking at it, you just mentioned like it's just one of one in East Africa.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't understand why someone would just hold it so close to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about, the components of this car.
Okay, so this, if I'm not wrong, is a 5.4 liter V8, which uses a carburetor, and the only thing that's missing on this car right now for it to be running properly, I would say, is a carburetor. So I'm just waiting for that to come from America.
Okay.
And hopefully this car will be one of the loudest V8s in Nairobi.
Of course. I mean, Nairobians love loud cars.
Yes,
even
they
the
do.
Subarus, right?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's a fuel guzzler.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's why I guess my dad has just parked it over here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, in short, this is just a luxury car.
It's a vintage luxury loud car.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, even luxury can be loud sometimes. Yeah.
it can be.
Yeah. So, what about this one? You can see a Jaguar. Please tell us
Yeah.
more about this car.
So this one I'm not sure exactly about the model, but I'm sure it's a 1970s. This is a Jaguar Dad had bought years ago, even I think this is the before I was born.
Yeah.
It's a 4.2 liter twin carb engine, so it's a fuel guzzler also.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why we have they actually put two fuel tanks on this car.
Two fuel tanks.
So it has a fuel tank on each side at the back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, all vintage cars, guzzlers as you're describing. them.
Depends on, I guess, the engine capacity of what they came in. But now I understand a lot of people are modifying these cars. For example, one of the projects my dad had done with such a Jaguar like this was putting a Toyota engine, and the car is still running today. It's still on the road. We see it quite often.
Wow. Have you ever taken it out of the yard and?
Yes, it's gone for a few weddings. In fact, this car was meant to be at the Tuna Fest, but unfortunately we misplaced the keys. So I'm just waiting for the key to come, and it should be on the road hopefully by next week even.
That is impressive. So for your clientele, what kind of age group do you find mostly interested in these type of models?
I would say mainly people in towards retirement, because I mean young guys like me just like cars that have noise.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing we encounter at car shows and stuff, is that young guys don't appreciate such cars, vintage cars.
They don't.
All they want to hear is just which car is the loudest.
Yeah.
One car makes noise on this other side, everyone runs there. Once someone starts on the other side, everyone runs there. So I feel that these cars are underappreciated by young people, but appreciated most by older people.
So would you say the louder the better, or do you prefer silent luxury vintage cars?
I would prefer silent luxury cars. I mean, yes, loud cars are something that makes other people happy because they keep on telling you rev it. But I feel a vintage classic car that's luxurious and restored and everything is way better than a noisy car right now. So this is actually a project we're currently working on. It's for a client, one of my dad's friends. It's a VW Combi, and it's going to be running on a Land Cruiser 80 series engine.
Okay.
So it's basically like a one of one.
Yeah.
Because I believe guys are used to having their engines at the back for this car. And what normally guys do, they normally put Subaru engines.
Yeah.
So our client wanted something different.
Okay.
And we decided to go ahead with an 80 series engine, Land Cruiser. there are a lot of difficulties in this project because we need to try and figure out a way on how the driver would be sitting at the front.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a lot of trial and error right now. That's why the car's like this. We're just trying to see in what ways can we make the driver be comfortable while he's driving the car.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive. So how long do you think this project will take?
I would say a year at least,
Okay.
because of the design of how we'll do the cabin and everything.
And what would you say is the reason why people use Subaru engines as opposed to other engines?
Okay, so Subaru engines are actually, some of them you can get them at the front wheel drive. So it makes it easier because once you put it at the back, it becomes a rear wheel drive car.
Okay.
So that basically means your rear tires are the ones that are spinning most of the time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and I guess Subaru engines, there are a lot of people that have done it, so there's a lot of knowledge about them. So it's not something that would take time. I mean, even if you would put a Subaru engine, I guess it would take around a month
Okay.
to figure out the placement and everything.
That's very impressive. I mean, if I want to reach out to you, how will I get to you?
You can hit me out on Instagram. My account is Mirshel14, and we can talk from there on what you want to do.
So if I wanted mentorship, just a conversation,
Yeah,
is that available? Is that
yeah,
something
yeah.
you're willing to do?
That's always available.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Mir.
no worries.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
doing this with
Thank
us,
you for having
giving
me.
us the time to explore all your wonderful ideas that you've
You're most
brought to
welcome.
life.
Most welcome.